The landscape of the workplace has changed drastically over the last few decades. For the first time in history, many workplaces span 6 generations. From the octogenarians who are still working to the emerging generation Alpha who are looking for their first job no matter your life stage. This age span offers companies a unique opportunity for all employees and managers to learn from each other. Career coach Liz Bentley joins us now to talk about how you can develop a 6G organizational strategy that works for everyone. Good morning, Liz.
Good morning, Mary. Great to see you.
You too. So let's talk about what exactly a 6G strategy is. This is not a replacement for the company's core strategic plan, right?
No, it's definitely not a replacement, but it is fascinating. Mary, can you believe we are living in a time where 6 generations could possibly be working together? That means an 80-year-old could be working with somebody in their 20s. It is such a fascinating time and everything in between. So companies really need to be thinking about this and creating strategies so that all of the different generations can work well together. Also, another challenge that's coming is something called Peak 65. And that is the baby boomer generation, which is our second biggest generation, is aging up. And this decade, 4 million people will be turning 65 each year. That's 11,000 people a day. So with many people... Go ahead, yes.
I was really quite incredible as you're talking about it, but how does a manager balance both age-based differences and generational differences? This is quite complicated.
It really is. It's very challenging and it's causing bottlenecks in the workplace. So first they have to understand that age and generation are very different. So age represents our actual age. So if you're a teenager or a young adult or a senior citizen, and age can be tricky today because sometimes young people are acting older and sometimes older people are acting younger. So it's not as easy to identify. Second, we need to recognize that generations are very different. Generation is the time that you were raised in and how you were influenced in your youth. So each generation was influenced by the world economic times, the political times, the social trends, the heroes they might have had. Was your hero, if you were in your 80s, the Lone Ranger, or maybe it could have been Britney Spears or Caitlin Clark, right? So, and then we also have the parenting times, because people who were raised in their 50s had the first book that came out on parenting, Dr. Spock. But if you're a millennial, you might have had a helicopter parent. So very different times depending on your generation.
Yeah, it really is fascinating. What advice do you have for someone just getting into the workforce? Should they try to join the companies that employ more people in their age range? What are your thoughts?
Well, so here's another thing that's fascinating with this. When they study the generation, each generation picks itself as the best. So, Mary, we all think we're in the best generation, whichever one that is. So naturally, you're going to love working with people in your generation because you have the same mindset and the same type of thinking, and you're raised in the same times. But the danger of picking a company that has all your generation is there's no diversity. As we know from studying diversity, it's really important. And so we want different age groups working together. So positive is that you'll like people who are in your generation, but the negative is you won't have the open-minded thinking and the better problem solving that comes from different groups.
Career coach Liz Bentley, thank you so much. We appreciate it.